Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And in this video we are taking a look at the Marvel Select Starforce Captain Marvel figure by Diamond Select Toys. And I have to say a huge thank you to Diamond Select Toys for sending her out for me to take a look at. It is very much appreciated. Now what do we get in the box? We get of course the figure that you saw there. We also get this very awesome huge diorama kind of piece as well. You get Goose the cat, you also get an alternate head, and you get a whole bunch of hands in various different kind of grips and positions and all the rest of it, from closed fist to open palm, and they just swap out, but they're all very similar, I'm not going to lie. You also get a stand, clear stand, which is quite common with most of the Diamond Select figures. And let me just pop the head off so we can take a look at. Overall, she's not too bad. She's not too bad at all. I quite enjoyed the Captain Marvel film. I think this is definitely a better look for her with the mask on, just because I don't think this head sculpt does the character very much justice. I mean, it's not a bad head sculpt, but it doesn't resemble the actor very much at all. Goose, I think, is a cool little accessory. He definitely is a cool little accessory. But I think my favourite thing is this base. Now I'm really excited to see how this works, because there's a couple of pegs there at the top and it implies that you've got space for 2 feet, but you'd have to kind of bend the legs in a particular way, so I'm going to have to have a real play around with this. But yeah, overall, I mean, this figure's quite cool. It's not one that I would say hundreds of people are screaming for. The costume was obviously featured in the first Captain Marvel film, and we saw the whole kind of like team wearing these outfits, and this was obviously before she put her own spin on it and changed the colours to the red, gold and blue that we're familiar with. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, Hasbro Marvel Legends did a whole range of figures in this theme, in this style as well as obviously Diamond Select doing this one, and I just don't think the popularity was there, the desire for them were there. If you're a fan of Captain Marvel and you like this particular outfit, then this is definitely well worth picking up, and I've put a link to Diamond Select's website in the description of this video. Do go and check them out and look at picking yourself up one. Now the only disappointing thing is I don't think it really looks that dynamic. Yeah, I'm going to have a proper play around with it. Obviously I've only got 5 minutes in this review, so I'm just doing a very, very quick show of how this stand works. But one thing I do really like about Diamond Select Toys is that with their sort of 7-inch figures like this, you tend to get a decent sized diorama piece with most of the figures, and you know, that's no exception with this one. There was a little hole there I pointed at in her back. That is for the stand. You can put the stand in her back, and then she, you know, you can essentially have her flying. And as I said at the beginning, there's a whole bunch of alternate hands, so you can swap them around and have her in a pose that you wanted to have. Now I'm probably going to put the closed fist ones because I think they work best with the kind of the flying or the taking off look, with so that I can utilise that stand. But I'm going to have to have a proper play around with her. The articulation is pretty good, I'm not going to lie. It's got standard points for articulation. So you've got articulation in the wrists, elbows, shoulders, waist, neck, head, knees and ankles, and a little bit there in the hip as well. Articulation at the top of the thighs and of course the knees as well, with 2 points for articulation there. The little Goose accessory is very cool indeed. He's sitting up and sort of sitting up to attention, and you know, the film came out ages ago, so there's no real spoilers there, but I think that's a really cool little pose to have him with. Actually looking at it, I think I'd probably display it more like this, where we've got the kind of fire effect behind her, Goose in between her legs, and then her kind of pulling off that kind of Captain Marvel sort of position. So I think that on my display, I'm personally going to display it a little bit more like this. And the top of that fire diorama also sits nicely with her kind of head and shoulders stroke neck. So even with very little playing around there, it kind of simulates the power coming out of her or surrounding her as such. As with all the Diamond Select toys, the sculpting and the paintwork on this is fantastic. It really is second to none. They've highlighted every kind of element of silver and green that I can see from the costume. Now, I haven't seen the film in quite a while, so I'd have to go back to check how accurate it is, but it does look pretty accurate from memory. So I'm really pleased to be able to add her to my collection, and I think if you're a fan of Captain Marvel, she's definitely worth picking up from Diamond Select Toys. As I said, the link to their website is in the description of this video. Once again, a huge thank you to Diamond Select Toys for sending her over to me. It's very much appreciated. And as always, please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon.